I think, because I'm teaching it, probably I've developed a sort of technical or academic view of culture. Chinese culture is so fascinating, and in all of my classes, most of the time I'm contrasting Chinese culture with the culture of either the place the students want to go to work, like my NYU students in China, they want to study at NYU Shanghai, sorry, they want to study at NYU New York. So I contrast Chinese and American culture, or my French students, it's Chinese and French culture. Um, but Chinese culture is so interesting because it's a very distinct. It's you can't just lump it into sort of generic Asian culture. I'll give you an example. Chinese culture, one of the best kind of barometers of culture is Hofstede's cultural dimensions, which anybody who's interested in culture can look up this fantastic website called Hofstede's Insights. And you can use that website to make a comparison between any two countries, and it gives you a sort of graphic depiction of the differences. And when you look at China, it's really different from other Asian cultures on those dimensions. So just as one example, Chinese culture is quite hierarchical, which is normal for most Asian cultures. So, that means when you work here, you need to be respectful of people based on their title and age and things like that, more so than in the West. But on the other hand, China is very open to risk. So that's very different from other Asian cultures like Japan. So, it's a fascinating place because it's such an interesting mix, and it takes time to get to know Chinese culture. But once you understand it, it really helps to communicate. There's so many mistakes that people make in communications that we don't even know they're based on culture until we realize that we're not communicating well, misunderstandings are happening, business negotiations are breaking down, things like that. That's what I think I really love about teaching this class. I try to help people avoid big, embarrassing, and potentially, disastrous mistakes when they do business communication.
So what would you say is the most important thing you've learned about living and working and teaching about culture?
I think, I just have a more deep respect for the importance of culture and how it can either be a glue that glues people together or, be a sort of toxic chemical that pushes people apart. So, it's really worthwhile to take the time to understand a different culture before you just arrive and start trying to do business. I think Americans tend to be very, results oriented, short term, and we tend to be, think that we can just be charming and nice and get the job done without putting a lot of time into learning about the different culture. But I think that's a mistake. And certainly that was a message from the CEOs I interviewed. All of them who were not Chinese said they have to spend time learning about Chinese culture. It's just not going to work if they try to, come in and plow through acting as an uninformed American.